Oh, hi, I'm Sonong Park from Monitorapp CTI Division TI team, and I'm going to tell you about the role of intelligence in cyber threat response. It's not going to be technically deep, it's mainly focused on what is threat intelligence and what we are doing about it. So let's start. So we have 4 chapters. Overview, which is about trends and current situations about cybersecurity threat. And then it goes to threat intelligence, AILabs, and conclusion. An overview. While preparing this presentation, I gathered all the keywords and created a word cloud. It's containing most of keywords I want to talk about today. And as you can see, you can find out some words like cyber threat intelligence, AILabs, which I'm going to tell you a little bit later, and AI, big data, and so on. So these keywords are the main topics for this presentation. So this is current situations about cybersecurity threat. After following COVID-19, the digital transformation has accelerated and the world is experiencing various security threats along with the expansion of cyberspace. As cyber attacks advance, surging security threats increasing the likelihood of economic damage, which means cost money. If you look at the graph on the right, you can see that the global cybercrime damage is increasing every year and is expected to approach $10 trillion by 2025, which is a very huge number. In cybersecurity threat forecast report published by KISA, they pick 4 main keywords about cybersecurity threat, which is SW supply chain attacks, cybercrime using generative AI, threats in OT, ICS, and IoT environments, and exploiting political and social issues. So this is current situations about cybersecurity threats. And this slide shows that cyber attacks are becoming more diverse and advanced. Cyber attacks such as ransomware, zero-day data leakage, and social engineering phishing is still remaining threatened and powerful. And new forms of cyber attacks are emerging every year. I picked some serious cases about cyber attacks for each year. So in 2021, the log4j vulnerability was a big issue, and it was time when MX Exchange server vulnerability attacks also occurred. And it does in 2022, ransomware attacks continued to increase, and further several companies began to take security measures to prepare for the ransomware and to strengthen their backup. And in first half of 2023, China's Shaoqing's hacker group targeted Korea for personal information leakage and homepage modification. In the second half, main cases of exploiting ChatGPT to generate malicious tools and social engineering threats are found. And this is still true in recent days. By using generative AI like ChatGPT, attackers can generate malicious code with very little effort. Although lots of big tech companies try to block, but it seems like it's not perfect. And with this, attackers can generate malware with very little effort, so they can generate more critical and dangerous code. And this is flow of cybersecurity technology. Enough time has passed to divide the landscape of cybersecurity into distinct eras. And many experts say that we are now in the 5th generation of cybersecurity technology. And let's take a look from the beginning right here. So first generation was time. Oh, I'm sorry. So first generation was a time when viruses were released and vaccines appeared. And as personal computers became common, a number of vaccines were released, but yeah, vaccines were sufficient for that. And the second generation was a time when network attacks and firewalls born. And as the internet era opened, malware spread widely and rapidly, but still firewall worked well. And third generation was characterized by application vulnerabilities and the era of intrusion prevention system, which is IPS here. And fourth generation is marked by payload targeted attacks and the era of sandboxing. And during which it became apparent that traditional signature-based defenses alone were no longer sufficient. And the fifth generation is a time for large-scale, sophisticated, and advanced attacks and the era of threat intelligence. Along with ransomware, sophisticated malware has been customized, and many unknown attacks have occurred. Integrated security infrastructures and real-time threat information sharing were becoming necessary as for defense against these kind of unknown threats. And what makes this possible is threat intelligence. So what is threat intelligence? Threat intelligence is evidence-based knowledge, including context, mechanism, indicators, implications, and actionable advice about an existing or emerging menace or hazard to assess that can be used to inform decisions regarding the subject's response to that menace or hazard by Gartner Research 2013. I know all you guys just understood this meaning at once. I truly do, but for me, it was kind of very hard. It was kind of difficult to understand. So I made in summary that threat intelligence is knowledge based on a variety of data and information for threat response, but it's still not very quiet. It's not very clear. So let's take a look what is threat intelligence step by step, starting with next page. So this is another definition about threat intelligence by TTA, Telecommunications Terms Dictionary. And threat intelligence, I'm sorry. Threat intelligence is defined as a way to gather information that threatens the safety of cyber systems, analyze situations, and respond effectively responding to cybersecurity threats. And what we need to focus on here are collecting information, analyze situations, and effective response. As you can see in the picture, this is data. So with the right pre-process, we can like analysis, collection, processing, distribution. We can change data into intelligence. And intelligence is information that helps you make better decisions. Like here. So to understand threat intelligence better, we need to know what intelligence is. And to get to know about intelligence, we need to understand what data and information are first. So data is simply data is raw, unprocessed material that is simply collected. Information is data that has been processed and transformed into useful and meaningful form. Information is data that, intelligence refers to information that analyzes data and information to help you make strategic decisions and manage risk. Sometimes data and information and intelligence are used as same meaning, but you need to understand that these words are very different concepts. For example, data is IP in logs, for example, and information in case you find out that the IP address is generating unusual high traffic at certain times. And this is more useful than just data, but still it does not directly address a particular task. And Intelligence is the result of analyzing and processing various collected data, transforming it into meaningful information within a specific context. For example, if you find out that the IP address is generating unusual high traffic at certain times, you can recommend to block that IP or make blacklists that show similar patterns and can give method how to monitoring those kind of IPs. And this is intelligence. I hope you understand the differences between data and information intelligence, but if you didn't understand now, but it doesn't matter, I will explain a little bit more in next sheet. And it's a picture called pyramid of pain, which is often introduced to explain intelligence. First introduced in 2013 by David J. Bianco, a security expert. It is a commonly used concept to explain the effective utilization of intelligence. In conclusion, tactics, techniques, and procedure, which is TTPS, at the top of the pyramid, the top of the pyramid are considered as the most effective way to deterring attacks. And each stage represents indicators and the level of stress. And we can see the level of stress on the attacker, yeah. And we can see the stress of attacker is rise as go top of pyramid, like tribal to top. And in threat information, we can see stress of attackers are minor, like tribal simple. But in threat intelligence, it's annoying to top, which is way higher than the threat information. And there are many ways to falsify or change hash, IP, or domain names. But TTPS require a considerable amount of cost and time, such as the need to devise new technologies or procedures. So it means that the more you defend the higher level, the more effective it is. Monitorapp metrics. A visualization of concept of TTP at the top of the pyramid of pain, and it's one of the best example of threat intelligence. The Monitorapp framework specifies more than 360 techniques along with 14 tactics. And each TID detail page corresponding to technique includes examples of the procedures, countermeasures, and detection method and reference sites allowing you to understand how the attack was carried out. And if we know how the attack carried out, it means we can choose proper method and we can defend them very easily. And in order to derive the intelligence, typically go through the following process. Usually referred to as the life cycle of threat intelligence, it is a process of converting raw data into complete intelligence for decision making and action. Starting with requirements, the process of collecting, processing, analysis, dissemination, and feedbacks operates in a circular form like this. And in requirements, establish roadmaps and objectives for threat intelligence. And in collection, gather a large amount of threat information from a variety of sources. In processing, pre-process the collected data into suitable format for analysis. And analysis phase, answers to the requirements are derived. And dissemination, the analyzed results are distributed. And in feedback, receives feedback on the distributed results. This threat intelligence lifecycle helps organizations systemically manage how they collect, analyze, and share information to respond to security threats. So we have talked about what is threat intelligence and how effective it is. But I want to just emphasize once more that about its effectiveness, and especially in the real field. So cyber threats are advanced in a variety of ways, and attackers perform persistent attacks towards specific targets. To defend against an intelligent persistent attack called an unknown threat, or usually APTS, relying solely on traditional responses based on fragment data and information is no longer sufficient. Threat intelligence must be integrated into the equation to effectively defend against these evolving threats. So, according to Monitorapp's data analysis, when the overall security threat is set to 100% like that, less than 70% of the areas are normally detected with transition security. And others are undetected areas for unknown threats and abnormal behavior. And if threat intelligence join, false and undetected areas will be greatly reduced, and normal detection areas will be expanded to more than 90%. So the occurrence of undetected threats can lead to serious risk. So threat intelligence is playing an important role in reducing these kind of undetected areas. So far, we've talked about what is threat intelligence and what is threat intelligence and how it works and in real field. So now I want to share about our threat intelligence platform, AILabs version 5.1. Before it was called AICC, but it has changed its name to AILabs last year and continue to advance and develop. AILabs is an integrated platform that transforms unstructured threat data which collected from diverse feed channels and provides multidimensional analysis and refined threat intelligence with advanced engines containing AI. It was first designed to support Monitorapp's other solutions like AILabs, SWG, or AI or maybe IonCloud. But we are trying to make it as universal so other customers can use it. And the image on the right shows the AILabs portal here. And as you can see, it is working as a dynamic web, so it can be used on any devices. And if you look at the bottom right there, here, and you can find out the AILabs and AI mark on it. If there is AI mark on the sheet that will come after, it means that product is using artificial intelligence. And this is the structure of AILabs. The life cycle of AILab is not much different from that of common threat intelligence. It operates in a continuous and interactive process starting with requirements to feedback. And the core functions are analysis and processing, system based on artificial intelligence and big data, and a web-based portal that provides various information. And I'll explain a specific module for each systems in the following sheets. And here is AILabs architecture. The architecture of AILabs shows the data flow and the process of each system module. Starting with collection, collect various data, connect to analysis module by using API server, and save results as big data here, DMD. And we distribute the results in various form so others like our Monitorapp solutions like AIWAF or ASWG or ASVA or IonCloud can use it, or maybe like third party, CTAS, VirusTotal, and MISP is also using our data. We saw that AILabs consists of four main components in previous slide. MIF stands for malicious information feed, which collects various unstructured threat data from various channels. And AIC, AI information collection, it collects data from our other modules like AIWAF or AISWG. And FIC, file information collection, as its name, it collects malicious files. And we also actively working with third parties. It interwork with CTAS or VirusTotal or MISP, and TA is threat analyst team within the CTI division. TA team is obtaining threat data through direct research. And next is analysis and processing systems. MAD stands for malicious alpha detection, detects malicious files, and MUD, malicious URL detection, also as its name, it analyzes the URL so we can find out it's malicious or not. And UCC, URL class category classifications, we classify URL for each categories. And MLT, with MLT, machine learning technology, we classify the attacker ID. And DMP, data mining and preprocessing, we save the data and results as big data. And the following are the distribution systems. MIS stands for Malicious Information Sharing, refers to AILabs portal. It is a web-based portal that shares refined threat information in real time through collection and analysis. AILabs provides threat information API functionality to support automated integrations. AILabs distributes the certain amount of common forms of threat data in every day at dawn, and we call it open data. And AILabs considers signature patterns as threat intelligence too. And these signature patterns are developed by the threat analysis team through analysis and are regularly updated in our products and services. AILabs collects a large amount of up-to-date data and analyzes it effectively, refines it, and stores it as big data. And if you see the number of data, you can see how many data we have, and it's very enormous number. And also, if you look at the graph on the right, the data has been increasing significantly since 2020, and it will continue to increase. Also like to introduce about the portal that is in charge of the face of AILabs, and you can access it by scanning the QR code on the top right corner here. These web-based portals provide valuable threat intelligence through informatization of a variety of threat data. And I want to show some functions about AILabs portal. First, threat analysis and inquiry, which can be said to be a key function of AILabs. And the available function are URL and file analysis and URL category information lookup and hash-based malware detection. And this is the dashboard of the AILabs portal. You can intuitively check the overall status of data collected and analyzed. Also, you can check the type of ratio of malicious files and web threats, and you can see the status of web detection by industry here. And here are the results of the URL analysis. As you can see in the picture, you can download the result report as PDF and JSON, and you can see that many informations are in this detail page, like summary, sublocations, header informations, and screenshot, and so on. And this is file detail page. As similar as URL, you can download the report as PDF and JSON, and you can find out some more useful information like hash, summary, dynamic analysis results, and here Monitorapp ID, and third-party result too. Not only our solutions, but we also use third-party. You can check the result of third-party here too. And this is log page. Logs are detected based on signature patterns and showing the type of detection and its basis. Based on this, we derive machine learning prediction result and identify the attacker IP. And this is also used for information for pre-blocking and making blacklist. And AILabs provides not only intelligence derived from automated tools, but also information analyzed by a threat analyst team. And this is the vulnerability report page. And it is a report that analyzes and summarizes vulnerabilities along with signature patterns and update history. And here is API version 1.0. And it's a function for paid subscribers. Through API, various threat intelligence interlocking is possible. And if you're interested, you can access the guide documentation through the QR code here. And AILabs offers more features to paid paid users. For free users, some features are limited and API functions are not available. But it has 15 days of free trial, so I recommend you to try it. And we provide a general form of data that can respond to the latest cyber threats in the early hours of each day. And we call it open data. And this data is fragmented information without context of cyber threats, so additional intelligence is required. It is provided through a separate link from the portal and also through GitHub. And you can access the GitHub by scanning the QR code here. And it is provided through a I'm sorry, we provide 1,000 mass URL, file hashes, and malicious IP and attacker IP, and 30 data of ransomware hash. It can be used as a blacklist in security products. And conclusion, we have discussed what is threat intelligence is and Monitorapp's threat intelligence platform. Now I want to share about goals we have, and we've selected 7 key topics for our goals. Advanced collection, standardized classification systems, automation realization, expansion of external collaboration, decision make improve decision making process, optimize big data, and strengthen AI. If I explain it in a little more detail, we are focusing on AI, especially XAI, that can explain the results, and automation technology for improved efficiency about threat detection and analysis process, and strengthening of risk score calculation and classification for better decision-making process. And this is it. Thank you for attending this webinar. I hope you gain a better understanding of cyber threat intelligence. If you have any questions or would like to learn more about it, please don't hesitate to contact the Monitorapp. We would happy to assist you. And thank you again for your time and attention. I hope you enjoyed it.